and the no true knight among you!
Season 1 of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is officially over, and I did not expect to like this show as much as I did. Now, Game of Thrones is one of my favorite shows of all time. It's right up there with Attack on Titan and Breaking Bad. Yes, Season 8 did disappoint me, but I'm always ready to go back into the rich world of Westeros and explore all the stories that it holds. So, I will admit, when the trailers for this show dropped, I wasn't hyped at all. It looked smaller, it looked slower, light-hearted, very different from what we're used to. So obviously when I went into the season, I had modest expectations, and I'll be honest, it took me about 1.5 episodes to fully understand what the show was trying to do. But the moment it clicked halfway through episode 2, I was locked in. Because this isn't another political chessboard drama. This is a human story. Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon have always thrived on massive casts, power plays, and morally grey masterminds. But this show is not that. At its core, it is about a hedge knight, Sir Duncan the Tall, who just wants to become a true knight and help people. That's it. And that simplicity feels refreshing.
Sir Duncan the Tall. 4 pages for Sir Duncan. Must have been quite a man.
So they say.
Meanwhile,
This franchise has always given us complex, morally grey leads like Tyrion Lannister, Daenerys Targaryen, Jaime Lannister, Rhaenyra Targaryen. Brilliant characters, but flawed. Duncan? He is just good. He's a genuinely kind man who is trying to do the right thing in a brutal world. And watching someone like that navigate Westeros is surprisingly compelling. And to add to that, his bond with Egg is the heart of the show. Without going into any spoilers, Egg is a young boy who insists on becoming Duncan's squire, and their dynamic completely carries the series. Their banter, their growth, their emotional beats, it all develops through the course of the season, and it all feels earned. Both actors are fantastic, and you genuinely start rooting for them as a duo. Another surprise standout? Lionel Baratheon, played by Daniel Ings. When he first showed up on screen, I thought, here we go, another arrogant noble who couldn't care less about the common folk. But I was wrong. He ended up being one of my favorite characters. Light-hearted, charismatic, and his friendship with Duncan was honestly very charming. And that is the word to describe this show. Charming, which is wild to say about something that is set in the Game of Thrones universe. This is a very light-hearted, very wholesome journey, but it is still grounded in the harshness of Westeros. So it feels fresh, it feels different, and that is what makes it stand out. Also, there are only 6 episodes. Yes, this is the shortest season in the franchise, but there is no filler, no dragging plotlines, just tight storytelling. And production-wise, this is exactly what you would expect from the world of Game of Thrones. Stunning cinematography, gorgeous landscapes, detailed costumes, and keeping with classic Game of Thrones tradition, the second to last episode has an epic and brutal action sequence, and it is one of the best episodes in this franchise. The action choreography is very well executed, yes, but I was also a big fan of the sound design in the episode. It added to the intensity of the fight. I also loved the depth that was given to the Targaryens in this season. Again, I won't go into any spoilers, but even when they are not inherently focal characters in a story, Targaryens always manage to influence the plot in some way or the other, and I find that to be extremely fascinating. So overall, this is easily one of the most human stories we've got in Westeros. It is smaller in scale, yes, but it is also very wholesome, and it is carried by strong performances and a refreshingly simple yet compelling premise. So for me, it is a solid 9 out of 10. If season 2 builds on this foundation, we might have something really special here. Now I want to know your thoughts. Did this show win you over, or did you expect more, or are you just exhausted by the whole Breaking Bad versus GOT discourse that's going on? I mean, I really don't understand why 2 perfectly great episodes can't just exist without the internet going haywire comparing the 2 of them. Anyways, if you liked the video, do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.